The movie starts in a modern corporate office where a group of people are having fun with a playful game, instantly drawing viewers into Jordan Belfort's world. A short voiceover gives a quick look at his life so far, starting from his humble middle-class background, moving on to his extravagant lifestyle, and showing his strong love for indulgence, especially when it comes to money, which he jokingly calls his favorite drug. Right from the beginning, after his bold introduction, Jordan takes the audience on his personal journey, sharing how he went from being an average kid from a normal family to becoming a true expert in luxury. He proudly displays all the things he has: big mansions in great locations, a huge yacht ready. Going back to the fast-paced, high-stress world of Wall Street in 1987, we meet Jordan Belfort, a newlywed who's just 22 years old. He's full of confidence, loves taking risks, and thinks he's going to be really successful. He gets a job at a famous company called L.F. Rothschild, working right under a very influential and charming man named Mark Hanna. During a special lunch with Hanna, Jordan learns his main idea: a broker's job isn't just about helping clients make money, it's all about building up their own wealth. For the next 6 months, Jordan throws himself into this exciting world where big wins are thrilling, there's a lot of fun and spending, and every day feels like it could bring more success and more luxury. Then comes October 19th, 1987, known as Black Monday, the biggest single-day drop in stock market history. The trading floors are in chaos as prices fall sharply, surprising everyone. The huge crash hits hard, and L.F. Rothschild can't handle the loss and closes forever. Jordan suddenly loses his job, just like many others who were affected. Instead of giving up, he stays strong and keeps looking for new chances. With help from his wife, who finds an article about stockbrokers in a newspaper, Jordan ends up working at a small, simple office on Long Island. This place only deals with penny stocks, which are low-priced shares that big companies usually don't care about. What really grabs Jordan's attention is the commission structure. He gets 50% of every sale, which is way more than the 1% he used to earn at L.F. Rothschild. The numbers really catch his eye, and he jumps in without thinking twice. His natural ability in the stock market, along with his high-energy personality and deep knowledge, quickly wins over his new coworkers. In this tough, high-pressure environment, Jordan learns and masters the hard sell technique, pushing hard to close deals and chase big profits in the cutthroat world of finance. Soon, his aggressive style and the promise of huge commissions start paying off well. He begins making serious money fast, turning his sharp skills and fearless approach into a growing pile of wealth that feels unstoppable. In the next scene, Jordan is having a meal at a local restaurant where he starts chatting with his charming neighbor, Donnie Azoff. The two get along right away, sharing laughs and forming a strong bond. After their conversation, Donnie makes a big decision. He quits his current job on the spot and decides to work with Jordan full-time. Together, they start small by renting a garage as their temporary office and begin bringing in a group of close friends to train them in the aggressive, no-holds-barred methods of the hard sell. The goal is to push deals relentlessly until the client agrees, turning every conversation into a high-stakes chance for profit. One day, during a casual lunch with his wife, she gives him some tough advice that changes everything. She tells him to stop wasting time on average investors who might not handle losses well and instead focus on wealthy clients, people who have lots of money and can afford to take big hits without flinching. Jordan takes her seriously and starts changing the whole operation around that idea. He puts in a lot of effort to train his team on how to find and charm the richest players in Wall Street, teaching them smooth ways to build relationships and close deals with high net worth individuals. With this new direction, the young company enters a fresh and even more ambitious chapter. Jordan's natural talent for persuasion, combined with his fearless and bold strategies, leads them straight into a classic pump-and-dump scheme. In this tricky financial move, they artificially raise stock prices, using hype and misleading promises, watch the value go up on waves of excitement, and then sell at the peak, leaving regular investors with worthless shares as everything crashes. To make the whole setup look more professional and trustworthy, Jordan gives the firm a smart, respectable name, Stratton Oakmont, which he officially launches in 1989. News about their fast success spreads quickly, especially after a revealing Forbes article highlights them. Suddenly, the company becomes a magnet for eager young brokers looking for big money and excitement, all rushing to join what feels like the hottest new place in finance. As more and more cash comes in fast, Jordan gets more and more caught up in a wild, luxurious lifestyle filled with big parties, lots of fun, and the excitement of trying things that are not allowed. With all these recent successes, a big magazine does an interview that gives him the nickname the Wolf of Wall Street. At first, he doesn't like the name, but his wife talks him into accepting it, saying that any kind of attention is good for them. This change in thinking leads to a bigger article in Vogue, which becomes a key moment that improves both his image and the reputation of his company. To keep everything running smoothly as the business grows bigger and more complicated, Jordan brings his father in to help with the operations and adds a sense of family trust to the growing business. Even with all these wins, the authorities start looking more closely. The SEC notices some strange patterns in Stratton Oakmont's trading and sends a couple of lawyers to check through the company's records. Jordan, always one step ahead. At the same time, his personal life becomes more complicated as he deals with strong relationships and confusing loyalties. Things get worse when he gets involved in a passionate and scandalous affair with a woman named Naomi LaPaglia. When his first wife finds out about the affair, their marriage quickly falls apart. Jordan goes through a divorce, and by 1991, marries Naomi in a quick wedding. Around the same time, both the SEC and the FBI start looking more closely at Stratton Oakmont, doing full investigations into every part of the company's activities. Even though they work hard, they still haven't found solid proof of anything wrong yet. But as the saying goes, nothing huge happens without a big price. The regulators and federal agents realize the company is vulnerable and start looking into Stratton Oakmont with more determination. Their ongoing investigation starts to threaten the very foundation of Jordan's carefully built empire, setting the stage for big drama ahead. The story reveals a powerful tale of unchecked ambition, crazy spending, and a relentless pursuit of the ultimate American dream, no matter the risks or consequences. In 1993, the pressure is high as the Steve Madden IPO is about to happen. Jordan feels the weight of the moment and is very anxious to make sure every part of the launch goes perfectly, knowing it could be the biggest deal the firm has ever handled and one that will shape everything that comes next. The story also introduces Steve Madden, the driven owner of a growing women's shoe brand that's starting to make a name for itself in fashion. Without letting the risks hold him back, Jordan makes a bold move, secretly securing over 60% of the company's shares through clever moves. It's all part of his bigger plan to make as much money as possible from the deal and take his personal wealth even higher. Jordan is the boss of this wild money-making scheme and pulls off what seems like an impossible heist during the Steve Madden IPO. In just 3 exciting hours on the trading floor, he illegally takes in an amazing $22 million, making it one of the most profitable moments of his career. This huge win puts him in the spotlight, but also makes him a target for the FBI, which has been watching him closely. Word comes to Jordan through his lawyer that the FBI has started a full investigation, looking into every part of his life. They're checking old wedding videos that show his fancy parties and looking into the people around him. To throw them off, Jordan sets up a lunch with the main investigator, Patrick Denham, trying to charm or talk his way out of trouble. But Denham stays calm, professional, and unimpressed by Jordan's usual tricks, showing that it won't be easy to escape. As things get more dangerous, Jordan comes up with a detailed plan to hide his money overseas. He teams up with a tricky Swiss banker named Jean-Jacques Sorel, who is good at hiding money from US. authorities. To stay away from suspicion, he uses Naomi's Aunt Emma, a British citizen living outside American law, as the name on the new Swiss account. With smooth moves and some high-stakes action, he brings in Brad Bodnick's wife and her family, who have passports that make crossing borders easier. Together, they move stacks of cash into the secret Swiss accounts, turning the operation into a tense, spy-like adventure. Tension rises even more when Donnie and Brad have a big public fight. In the mess, Donnie slips away unnoticed, like a ghost, while Brad ends up in handcuffs. But Brad stays loyal, not saying anything that could point to Jordan or anyone else, even under pressure. At the same time, Jordan's private investigator rushes him aside with urgent news. He needs to leave the house and use a payphone for a secure call. On the line, the investigator tells him the FBI has been listening in, picking up conversations and closing in fast. Jordan is shocked. Fear hits him, and he faints. Weak and confused, he manages to get to his car. His wife calls in panic, warning that Donnie is on the phone at home, possibly saying too much on a compromised line. When he arrives, he finds Donnie choking on his food during a heated moment. Jordan jumps in to help, clearing the airway and saving his friend just in time. The next day, police stop Jordan for reckless driving after his crazy drive. Fortunately, with no real proof linking him to the bigger crimes, they have to let the charges drop. His father, worried about his son's safety and future, talks to him, urging him to walk away from Stratton Oakmont before it's too late. At the same time, Jordan's lawyers work behind the scenes, trying to reach a deal that would free him and keep him out of prison. The movie shows Jordan giving what should have been his goodbye speech. Instead, he convinces himself to stay, unable to let go of the wild, exciting life he built. Years later, in 1996, he's on a yacht heading to Italy. When he gets bad news, Aunt Emma has died from a heart attack. He quickly flies to Switzerland to handle her secret bank account. The trip turns into chaos. To avoid airport checks, they sail to Monaco, but a storm destroys the boat. After being rescued, they fly toward Geneva, only for a seagull to crash into the engine. Jordan sees these crazy events as a sign. He decides it's time to change and fights to get sober, leaving drugs behind. By 1998, the FBI gets really close to him. Sorrell gets caught in Florida for another crime and tells on Jordan, giving the police all the proof they needed. With a lot of evidence against him, Jordan makes a deal. He becomes an informer and reveals the whole corrupt system he helped build. Then Naomi, his wife, says she wants a divorce and full custody of their kids. In a bad trip with drugs, Jordan attacks her. He tries to take their daughter and drive away, but crashes the car right in the driveway. As things get worse, Jordan wears a listening device for the FBI to catch others. But he secretly sends a note to his old partner, Donnie, risking everything. The FBI catches him breaking the rules. Stratton Oakmont falls apart completely. Still, Jordan gets a light sentence, just 36 months in a low-security prison. He serves only 22 months and walks out changed. After prison, he starts over. He becomes a sales trainer and motivational speaker, sharing his story with the same passion that once sold stocks, his wild journey from huge success to deep trouble, and back keeps people interested. What do you think of Jordan's story? Should he have faced a tougher punishment? Which movie recap would you like next? Share your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed this, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more.